Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a great weekend so far. Today I wanted to cover a topic that comes up every now and again from... Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a good weekend. Got another video for you here. I'm going to cover another topic that keeps coming up, and I've made a few videos on it. I figured I would take it another step further. I'm going to talk to you today about intakes and some intake options that I have used and definitely approve of. If you're in the market for either a cold air intake system or just a filter, I've made two separate lists here. One of them is going to be the TRD intake right off the bat, because that's the one I use now, and in my 2014 I had before this. Of all these ones that we talk about today, the TRD intake is the easiest to put in. No cutting, no adjusting, it just goes right on. It's really no big deal. It's pretty expensive, but some of these numbers I'm going to give you for all of these, you just got to look around and you could probably find a better price, or better than this price range. Some of the things I really like about the TRD intake, and the reason why I had it on the 14 and this one, is you're protected by a Toyota warranty still through the TRD intake. These other intakes actually may come with some kind of factory warranty from whatever company they're with, which I'm sure they do. It's just been a while since I've used anything else other than the TRD one, so I figured I would go into depth with that the most because I'm most current with that one. But TRD intake is going to run you somewhere between $375 and $400, and you can probably find a little bit better of a deal. I've seen a few deals now and again for about $340, but $375 to $400 is kind of the thing you see a lot of. Alright, so on my '09 Tundra, I had a Volant cold air intake system. It was the item number was 18857. I think they've come out with a different one since then, but this was the one that's like the enclosed round one. It had the Pro S filter in it. That goes for around $400. That was a really good intake. I enjoyed it. It needed a little adjusting. I had to cut a few things, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time, but once you got it on, it was great. It had good sound, good low end torque. I really like that one. If I didn't have the TRD intake, I'd probably go back to the Volant one because they were easy to deal with. The installation really wasn't hard. It was just a few adjustments that needed to be made, but and you got to remember this too. If you're not going to buy something that's TRD for this truck, you may have to make adjustments because a lot of these parts are from multiple different vehicles. So every vehicle is a little different, but check that one out. I definitely approve that one as well. Okay, last but not least, on the intake systems, we're going to say K&N, and that's the 63-9036 intake system for the Tundra. K&N has a history of, great products, great workmanship, quality stuff. You got to make a couple adjustments to get it in, but it's worth it. If you want that low-end growl when you're getting up through the gears, yeah, this is going to give it to you. There's a lot of, good quality, loud ones out there, but I don't know. I've always liked the K&N one. I've always felt it's maybe not the loudest, but the loudest of what I've used. So definitely check out K&N. So those are my three, in no particular order, that I've used. I like all three of them. It's hard to choose any one. I guess if I had to choose one, I would choose the TRD intake, just because it literally, as you take it out of the box, you put it on and you're done. There's no adjustments. It's easy, and you're protected by the warranty. You don't hurt nothing. So that is definitely the one I would pick, but all three are great. So if you like to go the direction of different than factory, you have these other two options to check out. Real quick mentions, I just want to give some filters. K&N filter is fantastic. If you're not into putting on the whole system and you just want a filter, get a little more sound out of it, maybe a little more low-end torque. Nothing crazy, but it's mental. Half of this stuff is mental, and if you're happy, it worked. Money well spent. The K&N is one of the filters I bought before just the filter. I actually have had a TRD, just the filter as well. Both were great. Both were, actually the K&N was you could get them between 45 and 60. And I don't remember what the TRD one was, but it's right around there. They're all usually right around each other. One I haven't used, but I definitely would try, and I've heard awesome reviews on, is the AFE Flow Pro Dry S air filter. I hope I said that right. Sorry, AFE, if I didn't. Between $65 and $75 for that one, but a lot of people love that one. Absolutely love that one. So maybe give that a look, read some reviews. I can't be for or against it just because I've never used it, but I would try that just to check it out, you know. All right, guys, one more thing before I let you go. When you put these intake systems on or you put a filter in that lets in more air, sometimes you're going to deal with a whistle from your engine. Some people like it, some people don't. I hated it. There is a solution to it. I have the solution for you right now. You have to change out your manifold gasket. Okay, this is what your manifold gasket looks like right now, factory. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a honeycomb filter, okay? If you can see it. The one that you can get from Toyota that will help the engine not whistle is the same thing. It's the same as this, except it doesn't have the honeycomb part. It's just the outside. It's just the circle. Some people cut the honeycomb out and just use that. But if you don't feel like doing that and you have $5 to $10 extra around and you want to get the manifold gasket, it's a Toyota part. I'm going to give the part number here right now, and I'm also going to put it in the description below. Manifold gasket from Toyota 22271-50050. Again, I will put it down in the description, but this prevents a whistle that comes from, I guess, the air going through the gasket. So just a little extra thing for you there if you want to check that out. Other than that, I got nothing more for today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. If you're down in the southeast, I hope you're doing all right with the hurricane. Prayers are with you. And if you want to talk or comment on the stuff that we just talked about or anything else you want to see, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TundraDude34. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon.